Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming to watch. So I've got guys an update on your Christmas forecast here. So I'm just giving you guys your Christmas Eve forecast and your Christmas Day forecast. I apologize, this came a little bit late. I had a lot of stuff to do with family, and we did do a live stream yesterday. If you missed that, then I've got you guys covered here on your forecast in this video. So we're gonna just quickly go over the entire forecast for what you can expect today and into tomorrow, as it is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. All right. So starting out here, you take a look at your current radar. All right, we have a lot of stuff going on right now. You can see a little bit of precipitation there across the west coast, all right, of the United States. So just be aware of possible heavy rainfall with some snowfall mixed in with that, especially for those higher elevations. But definitely some dangerous travel, isolated in some of these areas. That's pretty much all the way up and down the west coast, and we're seeing some of that heavier precipitation in interior California. All right, next you can see down here into the deep south, cross sections of Texas into Oklahoma and Arkansas. We have some strong severe storms. All right, those will turn mostly severe as they move down towards southeastern Texas. We will see that threat definitely increase as we get into the overnight hours. So watch out if you're like north of Houston for that possible severe threat. And then finally on the East Coast, we have some snow. All right, moving on to Nova Scotia and sections of down East Maine. All right, we have been talking about some snow that kind of just came through this area. So a fresh 1 to 2 inches on top of what we have now. It looks like we're going to have a white Christmas for a lot of these areas. And then some rain showers off the coastline of the Carolinas there, with the Outer Banks getting in on some of that showery activity. All right, so we move on here to your alerts. All right, basically what we've got going on right now, as you can see, a lot of that precipitation is causing some of these alerts to be issued across the west coast. You can see across the coastline here of Oregon, Washington State. We do have some of those winter storm watches. Then you see we have the hydrologic outlook. Excuse me. That's going out for sections of western Oregon into western Washington State. Right, that's actually that's an outlook just showing you that there is the possibility for seeing some excessive rainfall and just a lot of rainfall within a pretty short amount of time. So just be aware of that with that possible flooding threat. Okay, you can see across interior California there we have winter storm warnings for some of those southern mountains, and then for the northern mountains you still have some winter weather advisories. And then you also do have some wind advisories for areas in the Tennessee going out for Southern California, those more populated areas up towards western Nevada. All right, so please be aware of that. And then some high wind watches going out for Southern Oregon State. So just be aware of that. All right, you do have some scattered fog advisories, dense fog advisories here for the Texas Panhandle here into northern Texas. And you can also see some counties out there in southern Nebraska and southern South Dakota included in that dense fog advisory. All right, you have some winter weather advisories for the mountains of southwestern PA into northern West Virginia. So also be aware of some possible slick travel, but pretty much the entire country looks pretty good for the most part, other than the West Coast. So everybody should have a relatively nice Christmas forecast here, but we'll get right into it. All right, we're going to start out here with the West Coast. All right, so we're just going to go hour by hour here, just take a look at the models here. All right, so this is the NAM 3Cam model. You can see as we get into the late morning into early afternoon hours of today. Okay, you can see we do see a lot of that precipitation start to move on shore, and we really start to see that heavy snowfall mix in across interior California with some of that heavy precipitation, including rainfall, starting to move in as well. So, all right, a lot of that is going to definitely cause some problems here. And this is just going to continue over the next couple of hours. We're getting to tonight. All right, all the kids are getting tucked in and ready for bed for Santa. And that does actually move its way pretty far inland. We actually do see some very heavy precipitation here in Nevada with possible heavy snow. I do think this could actually end up bringing some snow squalls. So if you're in the upper elevations of parts of California and Nevada, just be aware tonight of some very hard travel with those gusty winds. But you can combine that with very heavy snowfall and rain. I mean, you're just gonna have very reduced visibility. So if you're, traveling or just driving to see some family, please be aware of that, because you can see some of these pinks starting to show up here across sections of Nevada. All right, that's really intense, heavy snowfall here into southern Nevada. So please, please, please do be aware of that. And then we get into 5 in the morning. This is Christmas Day. All right, everyone's waking up here just to some snow flurries, honestly, across sections of Utah. All right, southwestern Wyoming into sections of far eastern Idaho. All right, into southern Montana, and then eventually all the way down into Colorado there. All right, but honestly, nothing too bad with your Christmas Day forecast. And all those showers and snow showers should clear out by the time we get into the afternoon hours. All right, but if you take a look up north here, and this is into the northwestern corner of the state, um, of the country here, you can see another storm system is starting to move onshore. This is the strongest storm we've been tracking that's offshore at the moment. All right, this starts to sweep onshore and it brings a lot of heavy precipitation into areas like Seattle and just the Pacific Northwest here. But all of these areas could definitely start to see some of that excessive rainfall, and this really gets heavy for quite a while here. Bring a lot of heavy snow along to the interior portion of this region here, and you're just going to get lashed here by a lot of rainfall as you get into Christmas Day and then past Christmas Day as well. All right, so it really looks like the later you get, the higher the amounts of precipitation will be, but most of the heaviest precipitation will wait until after Christmas. But look at this. Really, really intense heavy rainfall across Northern California, Oregon, Washington, but really honestly just looks like a very wet and windy Christmas Eve and Christmas Day for you folks out there. And you take a look at what the Weather Prediction Center has put out here for their daily rainfall outlook. All right, you can see across most of California, we are expecting about 1 to 2 inches here, about half an inch in these blue shades, and then green shades, about anywhere from a quarter to half an inch of rain is expected. All right, up north, a little bit less rain. Really looks like excuse me, just a little bit more, just about, honestly, 1 to 2 tenths of an inch. Honestly, really nothing crazy. It's just really showers and steady rainfall is what you can expect for these areas. All right, but definitely if you're in like the southern valleys here of California, uh, definitely possibly more rainfall with that because that will end up mixing with some snowfall. All right, I think this is getting a little bit mixed up with snow, but they are calling for interior California to see close to 2 inches of snow. So that's going to be interesting to see. But you can see if we move our attention down here into Texas, all right, we look at these areas here, you can actually see a lot of heavier and just higher amounts of rain here. So south of Dallas, Fort Worth. All right, you can see an area of close to 3 inches of rain is possible. All right, but anybody in this pink shade, this purple shade here, all right, that's where you can expect anywhere from an inch and a half to 2 inches of rainfall, and that does spread into Arkansas and portions of southern Oklahoma. So a lot of rain is expected with that, and excuse me. Up north in sections of southern Illinois, steady rainfall with some showers is what you can expect here. Nothing crazy with those totals, but definitely some rain is possible. And then, excuse me, I keep sneezing. You look at the northeast here. All right, maybe just maybe some backside showers, but that should be it for the most part. And then coastal Carolina, anywhere from a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch of rain is expected. All right, so you go down to the south central United States. We look at your severe threat briefly here. All right, you can see some of those showers and storms really start to fire up as we get into the overnight hours of tonight into tomorrow. And you can see that does actually eventually congeal into a line here. We got a little bag of severe thunderstorms. This could definitely end up producing damaged wind gusts. So if this is approaching Houston, just be aware. It's going to be a loud night, so not the best weather for Santa, but you can see a lot of that heavy precipitation with some storms really starting to move down into that region. All right, with those prefrontal cells, like meaning that if you, well, really not prefrontal cells, but if you get cells that fire before they congeal into a line, some of these cells could end up producing some damaging large hail. We do have a 5% risk for hail in this region, so just be aware of that. But really, once we get past midnight, that damage wind threat really starts to increase, especially down near Houston. And then Christmas morning, everything should be cleared out other than a few lingering showers and storms, but that's really it for the most part. So you look at the Storm Prediction Center, they have issued a slight risk of severe weather, including Waco, Texas, Lufkin, Texas, and areas just to the east of Austin, Texas there. All right, that does include Tyler, that does include College Station, Bryant, and Temple, Texas there. All right, so that's just under a 2 million population total there. So we don't have a tornado threat today, but we do have a 5% damaging wind threat. But then the hail threat is pretty high. It's 15% risk, which I'm pretty surprised by that. But that does show you that the SPC does have some confidence that we will see some storms that could end up producing some damaging large hail. And then we go into Christmas Day, and we only have a general thunder, so we don't really have a risk for seeing severe weather tomorrow. All right, but really everything's going to happen tonight, and then really it'll just start to clear out as we get past really 3, 4, and 5 in the morning. But definitely watch out for that present hail threat and also that damaging wind threat that's isolated with these storms. And finally, in the Northeast, we briefly go over this. All right, definitely some of those lingering snow showers out there. That could definitely get heavy across sections of coastal regions of Maine. So very nice to see some of that, but also going to create some hazardous travel, slippery travel. Just plan on that. Right, so please be aware of, having to heed caution with that. And then also you can see we do have some of that heavier snow moving into Nova Scotia, so that will continue as we get into tonight. And then really once you get into Christmas morning, everything should start to clear up as high pressure moves into the area. So just some lingering snow showers this morning and this afternoon, but really there's nothing much other than that. All right, so that's all I got for you guys. Thank you all for coming to watch. I will see you guys in the next video. So have a Merry Christmas, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will probably see you guys before the New Year. If not, have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and yeah, that is pretty much it. So thank you all for coming to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.